Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask a Creative. Today, we are talking more about the amazing contributors to the Our Australian Heart anthology. And today, we have Jeanette Stamponi with us. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be
Oh,
here.
thank you, all the way from toasty Perth today.
It's very warm, yes.
I would love to find out how you became involved in this amazing project.
So I just saw it on Facebook, I think it was. It was run by the Just Right for Kids, and I've done the Just Right for Kids pitch it competition. And then I was so excited to see that they were doing a drawing competition and it would be part of the anthology. So of course I clicked on the link and I had a look and I just immediately thought I need to do this. It was just straight away, yeah, this sounds amazing and I really want to get involved in it.
And
How
it's
incredible.
yeah, something so different, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think people realize that it's a kid's book, but it's also like a what did they used to have? They used to have table books, like coffee table books.
yeah,
Like it's beautiful.
yeah. It just, and like in any home it would just make a beautiful, beautiful gift, just something that you like, even an adult, like whether it's a child or an adult, could just flick through and just absorb the illustrations and the words and share that with their family, share that with their kids or their grandparents, whoever's there. Really, I think it's open to anybody to read it and have a look and just enjoy. So that's what makes it really beautiful.
So special. And tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your contribution.
Going back to sort of the contribution, how it all evolves is that I went onto the website and it said there's certain themes that you had to follow. So you could choose, I think there's like environment and landscapes and animals and different things. And then there was colours. So they obviously had, the reds and oranges and different things. And then the last one I think was black and white with a hint of colour. And I just knew immediately that was the one because it just brought back memories of when there was a really horrific bushfire that went through our local community a few years ago. And it actually wiped out the neighbouring town. It was really devastating. But shortly after that, a terrible bushfire, I remember driving down the road and it was all black everywhere, all the trees had burnt. And there was just little shoots of green coming out the trunks. And it just, I don't know what it was about that, but it just gave so much hope. So I just immediately, when I saw the black and white with a hint of colour, it just immediately conjured up that memory for me. So I just knew that that's what I was going to do straight away.
I love that. And that's such a powerful visual. Did you do words to go with it as well?
Yeah, so kind of just spoke about how it gave hope and like how nature leads the way really in healing. And I think that was a very visual thing. And I know it wasn't just me that saw that. I remember like being in the car with my husband and we all noticed that. And like in the community, we just all noticed that the nature was starting to come back and it just does give you that sense of hope. So when I did my writing, I kind of wanted to get that across, that it gives that hope and feeling that everything will be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. And what comes easier to you, the illustration or the writing?
Probably the writing, I think. The illustration, I think I've always like editing. I guess with writing it's the same, that you edit, but I think I think because it's more visual, I immediately see something that annoys me and I just have to change it again and change it again and change it again until I get it right. I mean, that's the same with writing, but I think because obviously illustration is so visual, I can see it straight away. That's that's horrible or something. So yeah, I can be quite picky with how I work and everything in terms of my illustration.
Oh, you're so brave though to be an illustrator. I just like I always say that I am in awe of people who especially illustrate their own work. Is it something that you've always done or did you teach yourself to do it?
Mostly self-taught. I think I was starting to draw before I wrote because I remember when I was really little, like I'm talking so maybe 3, probably as soon as I could pick up a pencil, I would draw and do doodles, and most of my drawings were around like princesses being saved by princes, that kind of thing. Any paper that I could pick up, I remember like drawing on like newspapers, down the side of the newspapers, drawing like, I guess they're like little storyboards, because I would draw like a little princess, and then the next scene would be the prince, and then so I draw, even really young age I was doing that. And then when I got older, I enjoyed writing stories, or I enjoyed going to English classes because I got to create stories. And then as I got older, I guess I think I did it less and less as I got a bit older, and then it sort of all came back after I had kids. And again, I got into writing a bit more first, and I didn't have a lot of confidence in my drawing, even though that came first in my life. I sort of didn't feel that confident about doing it. But you know, it was still there in the background, and I sort of just gradually taught myself, and I got an iPad and I started using Procreate. And I got a lot of encouragement. I think the Kidlit community is amazing, and whatever you do, everyone says, oh, that's great. So they always encourage you. So I think that really helped. And now, like, I'm at a stage where I think, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and combine both, or do, you know, do some illustrations for a book, because that would be amazing to do, be able to do both for sure.
Yeah, that would be so cool. So
Yeah.
for people who are watching or listening and thinking, that was me, I was the kid who doodled in the columns, what advice would you give for them if they're thinking that this is something that they would like to try?
I think just keep, I know it sounds a bit of a cliche, but just have fun. Like, don't try and, like, it's very easy to compare yourself to someone on Instagram and think, oh, I should be doing that, or I should be doing this. But just have fun with it, and find what you enjoy doing, and don't worry about making mistakes. Just, I think if you're true to yourself, and like, again, it's like a bit of a cute cliche, but if you're true to yourself, that does shine through. If you try and like copy anybody else, or try and be what someone else is doing, then it kind of comes across, maybe drawings might come across as rigid or anything or something. But if you keep being yourself and drawing and having fun with it, that definitely shines through in the end. So yeah, just don't be afraid to experiment.
I love that. You're so brave. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you.
If I thought I had one teeny tiny drop of talent, I would have a go. But I think I know. I think I know where my sphere of genius lies, and I'm going to let the illustrators look after the illustrations. You do definitely make a really important point that you meant to do this for fun. Yeah. And I think that's why anthologies are so important, because there is this element of creation just for the joy of creating something and being part of something, and now having that community behind you to support you. How has your experience of being a part of this anthology been, and has it changed how you create?
Oh, it's definitely it's been an amazing to be a part of that community, because you know, you think of like an ordinary book, it's usually just one illustrator creating the book, creating the illustrations, and to be part of this group, and we're all excited as each other that we're all part of this amazing project. So that's really great, and we've got our own little Facebook group, so we communicate and we share information and we come up with ideas about what we can do to promote it. So it's a real little community. And obviously we all support each other, and we share each other's work, and we're just really enthusiastic about the whole project, and it's really nice. And it's just really nice to connect with other creators. I'm in regional WA, so I don't get to do that a lot, but just knowing that a couple other of the creators are in Perth, and hopefully we'll catch up, and you know, it's really lovely to have that connection. Yeah, definitely.
For you, now that you have become part of this anthology group, and you've made this wonderful connection with people all over Australia, what's next for you? What do you think is your journey from here?
Well, I think it's actually really inspired me to like just have a go at illustrating my own book, because I think before then, like, sometimes I look at my work, oh, that's okay, and other times I think, oh my gosh, that's terrible. But this actually gave me a lot of confidence. I think, well, it got picked, so it must have been okay. So that's actually given me a lot of confidence going forward. I've written a story, and I've started to do some illustrations just kind of like this week actually. So yeah, and I don't know, I mean, I don't know, I probably would have still done that, but I don't think I would have had maybe so much confidence to do that. And there's still that element, we're all creators, we have that element of self-doubt, but yeah, it's definitely given me a little boost, and hopefully I'll set myself like a time limit to get that ready for June. June is so you've heard it, it's June that I'm going to get that ready.
You've told me now, you've done it now. I'm going to be checking up on you.
Yeah, so I'm just working on the character sketches now, and then I'll have to do a storyboard and do a couple of finished spreads and send that off to some publishers. So that's really exciting. Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So anyone watching who wants to get in contact with you or wants to see some of your work, what's the best way that they can get in contact with you?
Probably my website would be the best, because that's also got all the links to my social media and everything on there. So that's JeanetteStamponi.com.
Beautiful. So I'll put a link to the Jeanette Stamponi website in the comments. So if you wanted to get in contact with her, please do so. Like you've seen from this series, all of the Kidlit community are amazingly friendly and generous. And I think there's some great advice there as well, is to find the joy in what you're doing and remember that you're doing it for fun, and celebrate that and build your confidence, knowing that it's something that you just really, really love to do. So thank you so much, Jeanette, for coming and spending some time and talking to me today about your journey with the anthology.
Thank you so much. Had a lovely chat. It was really nice to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. So we will be interviewing more anthology contributors. So make sure you join us for another episode of Ask a Creative.
So mine, well, sort of going back to the